Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
Yes, we are back.
Yes, except I'm not showing up on. It's not showing up on YouTube.
Well,
Yeah.
it'll be
All right, there it is. Okay, good.
Apologies for last week, the week before. I think it was the week before.
You were
we
driving back from Kentucky, weren't you?
Yeah, we had one scheduled, and then I failed. I forgot to reschedule the show, so a few people showed up. Apple's Anonymous, right? Garth,
yeah.
And Apple's Anonymous may still be waiting. The chat actually doesn't look like anybody returned. They all slipped away. Well, sorry about that. We thought we were going to do an episode, and then I guess I was more optimistic than I should have been, because yes, I had to drive back from Kentucky, and it was a long drive, and just wasn't going to get back in time. Well,
but here we are.
Here we are. Let's start this episode, whether anybody's here or not. It doesn't matter. It'd be just like the old days when we first started. We were just talking to each other. Nobody was listening. Nobody was downloading. But somehow we still entertained ourselves. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 690 for September 30th, 2024. Good evening, John.
Good evening, James.
We are back after another hiatus. That's what happens during the summer. We have various summer plans. You had your Dragon Con. Right. I went to a thing in Kentucky. Right. It's just what goes on in the summers of busy folks with other pursuits, right? We have other hobbies beyond just Apple stuff, right?
Yeah. Every now and then we're where we need to go do other things. Sure.
Yes. But we're back this week, and we've got to get caught up on some things. We've got eBay auctions. We're going to take a look at John's assemblage of CRT iMacs.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's right. Just kind of, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it, and we'll show it too.
That's right.
Those of you who are so inclined to join us on our YouTube channel, you get the full video tour of what's going on over there behind his head. I think your head is blocking everything right now. There it is. Let's see. We got that, and we got just a few tiny news things, and we'll be right back after the break. Okay. See, nobody's here.
Oh, wait. Supposedly there's 4 people watching.
4 people watching. Okay.
That's right.
They're lurking.
So
chime in. Say hello.
All of them. Derek.
Of course, Derek is here, our most loyal listener, going back to when?
Yes, and he.
When did Derek find out about our? Well,
yeah, Derek. What episode? What episode did you first?
Do you remember?
I'm sure Derek remembers. Derek's memory is legendary. Chris, hello.
Chris is here. All right. Let's see. I can share a screen here so we can see what we're talking about.
And Taylor. Hello, Taylor.
All right. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. It's time now for eBay finds. Long time ago, when we did our last episode, we had 3 auctions. There was the sealed new in-box Apple IIe card for your what LC 2, 3. What else would that go in?
Yeah, anything with
The Color
a
Classic,
yes,
right?
with
Color
the
Classic.
processor direct slot, anything with the
Mhm.
pretty much with the processor direct slot. Yeah.
This one they wanted a whopping $1,050 or best offer,
Sealed.
and it is sealed. The auction was ended because the item is no longer available.
Hmm.
Okay, then. And then the now this isn't new in the box, but it does have the box, the PowerMac G4 Tower. This is a 500 megahertz, 27 gig hard drive. It's got a zip drive also. This one has a buy it now of $299.99, and it is still available. And then, oh, I had set all this up and it messed it up on me. The Mac OS 10 banner.
Oh, that banner.
This one, I don't know. It was $150 or best offer. I think it was a buy it now at $150.
Yeah.
A good buy, and the best offer was accepted. Of course, we don't know
Wow.
what the best offer was, but
It couldn't have been too
apparently
much lower.
No. So it sold. So that will look wonderful in somebody's room.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This week it's all about signs. Oh, it did it for all of these things. Look at that. This is driving me crazy. I'm gonna fix this right now because I had set this up. So I'm gonna go in here and then all right. It's all about signs. The first one is a vintage Mac OS 8.5 Sherlock banner. Aha. Remember Sherlock?
Oh, absolutely.
Sherlock became a verb because Sherlocked what? What did Sherlock?
Well, I just use it for my file search.
Right,
Didn't
but
use it for
what did
any
it
of the other stuff.
it supplanted a third-party app that was
did
very
it?
popular at the time.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
And actually, you know what? Didn't they buy them? I think they bought them.
Okay.
But still, they bought Watson. That's why it's Sherlock. Watson.
Oh, that's hilarious. No,
So Watson was
totally
a
did not
very
remember.
popular third-party app, and then it got Sherlocked because I believe they bought them.
Wow.
That would be really bad if they just copied it and named it something similar. So, but yes, that would later become a word for whenever Apple would add a feature to the OS that kind of took away the need to have some third-party app. It would become Sherlocked. Well, this is introducing Sherlock, your personal search detective, which was a key component of macOS 8.5. So it's got the picture of the box copy of macOS 8.5 with a little Sherlock cap
Nice.
on it. And this is like a vinyl banner. It's like not like the kind of the nylon of that macOS 10 banner. This is a really heavy duty
this
one.
is right, some sort of ripstop material or Tyvek. It looks like. Yeah. Grommets.
Very striking with the graphics on a white background. Super high res. It's got that cool
nice.
background, which was one of the the default wallpapers for macOS 8.5.
Yeah, pistachio.
Is that what it is?
Pretty sure it was. I think it was.
Really, there's a
pistachio,
name
yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow, so it's 5 foot by 3 foot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Big.
Oh, yeah.
What else do they say? It's got the metal rings for mounting. Looks beautiful condition. No damage, no rips, no holes. Has some minor marks. This one, wait a minute. How could this be? This doesn't even make any sense. This must be a misprint.
Oh?
Somebody should buy it right now because the buy it now is $30.
Gosh. Wait, what?
$30. Are you going to buy it?
No.
Well, this is shouldn't it be purchased right now with $25?
It really should.
It ships from Slovakia. That makes me a little nervous, though. Nothing
Right.
about
Is it
Slovakians. It's just like,
actually
is
it
yeah,
actually legit, or was it um so
copied?
Taylor, are you going to buy this one? Because I think Taylor from a company may be the one who bought the other banner. Thinking.
Derek chimes in at the chat that it was Corellia that made Watson. So, gosh, I don't know.
Huh.
So I have to sort that one out, look at their feedback, and
Yeah.
see if this is legit. Because $30 with $25 shipping at least here to Florida from Slovakia is not a bad deal at all. Okay, let's go to the next
All
one.
right. Next, something that is I don't think is a good deal. Vintage 1986 Apple Macintosh Picasso dealer display sign, ultra rare, no base. No base, mind you. The
base.
Light up base. That's all about the not
It's
having
all about
a
the
base.
base.
I'm just gonna say they want $1,250 for the sign that's not complete.
But there is a make an offer.
There's a make an offer. Can you expect them to take a whole lot less?
Well,
they say
know.
all reasonable offers considered. Now, what do they consider reasonable? Yeah, you got me.
So
that's just
a lot of these you see for sale have some damage to the glass.
That is true.
Case in point, the one behind me is a.
So you're saying the fact that this one, because it has not been in a base, it may never have been. It's in pristine shape.
No, probably the base got lost or something got damaged. I don't know, but I'm just saying that if you have a damaged glass and just need to replace that, then there's an opportunity if you can get a deal on it. The other thing, even without the base, then becomes this idea that you could, you could probably 3D print that base.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can make something that's probably cooler looking than the original base that they came
That's
with.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Imagine a wooden frame or some kind of frame that was edge lit on all four corners, as opposed to the original base that just has a fluorescent lamp that just lights it up from the bottom.
Right, and if you did LED, you'd have a cleaner light source than the whatever's in that base,
which would be kind of yellowish.
Yeah.
So, what's it's worth? What would they take? How much is the base worth? I don't know. All good questions, but we'll see next week if anybody acted on this one. All right, and finally, how I love the Modern Textura font, the original font, Apple Computer Inc., and finding things that Apple produced with that font is just brings me joy. And then finding something that I've never seen before brings me to this. The title is Rare Apple Computer Employee, 1987. 1987, really? Engraved wooden training plaque. What does the description says? It says it's from 87. It was awarded to my dad, who worked for Apple during the 80s in sales. I removed the metal engraved insert that had his name for privacy and personal reasons. Fun novelty collector piece of Apple computer history you won't find anywhere else. Were they carrying the Modern Textura font into 87?
Well, I guess maybe for something like this, maybe they already had an established award like this and they didn't update it.
Maybe.
I could see that.
Possibly.
Or he's got the date a little wrong as to when it was presented.
Was it 77? So we have this wooden plaque, and it's what is it? Is it? How is that produced? It's milled away because it's like a
lasered. Says on the back. Yeah, there is let's see here. On the back, laser engraving by recognition line. This solid walnut item was created using a revolutionary new laser technology. Wow. A beam of intense, high-temperature light literally vaporized the recessed areas of the wood, creating this artistic design.
Yeah. Well, there's proof.
Tell me about these lasers you speak of.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, right.
Recognition
Yeah.
line.
And of course it says 87. It says it right on their tag. So
okay. Well, we believe you. So they were still using modern Tectura, at least and stuff like this.
Nice.
Well into the 80s. So it's an award plaque, and it says Apple Computer Inc. and Modern Tectura with the Apple logo, and then in sort of just a regular all caps typeface, it says Central Operations Support Center Orientation, and then presented to, and then the space for the plaque where you personalize it, and it says for successful completion of an intensive course in support center orientation.
Yeah, so I bet they made, when they originally got these things, they made like hundreds of them, right? Or
maybe
several.
Yeah,
and then they were
started
just burning through their stock as
right.
people got awards. Yeah,
but it's not even an award. It's just for completing a course,
an intensive course. I want to point out,
very intensive.
So
that's a pretty nice trinket for.
It really is. Yeah,
it's a lot better.
That's pretty
than a paper
cool.
certificate. I mean, this is way better than a paper certificate suitable for framing. This actually is the whole thing.
So the one thing you haven't mentioned yet is this amazing starting price.
Yes. Well, there's already one bid. I don't know what it started at, but one bid has brought it to $15.
This is going to go for, got to go for a lot more.
That is so cool. I'll bid it up right here because it's so awesome. I will bid it up to $15.50. Actually, I bid it up to 50 or 40, and I just went to 41. So
okay. Well, there you go.
This person wants it. How badly do they want it? Do they $50 want it?
Oh, so have you looked at some of the other items that this person is selling because their grandfather worked at Apple? There's some other really cool stuff in here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you need to check out like a plaque, diamond shaped, that says I contributed to Apple Computer's first 100 million plus North America sales month, December 1983.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some cool items in here. Super rare Apple 2GS wristwatch. 2GS wristwatch.
Nice.
And they're all really low starting bids.
Yeah. Marble paperweight. There's the desktop award.
1980s Apple Computer coffee mug. Apple Expo.
Oh, yeah. Look at this Apple
Sell with Apple training.
Clock. Look at that.
Wow. All right. Now, this person's got a lot of really cool items.
Well, 5, 6.
Well,
yes. Neat stuff. All right. Well, we'll check in on all that good stuff next week. All right.
So, like I was saying, it sounds like Taylor may have been the one who got that banner for $110.
Oh, sweet.
Fantastic. Yeah, that is great.
So Derek is saying Corellia is still around?
Oh, wow.
What are they doing?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Oh, all right. So we're going to...
Oh, yeah.
Bring this up here. Bear along with us.
We get a little walk around. Okay, I'm going to switch mics.
Sure.
All right. And... Oh. Okay. Oh. I tried to unmute you, but I can't.
All right. How about now?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
All right. So I'm trying to remember who I first heard this term from. It may have been somebody on the Retro Computing Roundtable that mentioned shelf rot. That's where you've got a bunch of computers or other electronic equipment that seem to work fine.
Let's start the segment.
Okay. Sorry.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay. You were saying.
All right. So I believe it was somebody on Retro Computing Roundtable podcast that mentioned the term shelf rot, where you've got electronics or an old computer that worked fine. You go back and turn it on a few months later and something is not working. So I'm getting ready to show off my upstairs to some friends that are going to be in town. And I thought I'd turn on all my iMacs. And of course, I got some of my own shelf rot.
Oh no.
It's not too bad. But yeah, I've got them all on. I've got some screensavers running. Two weird things. I've got my nice grape here that everything's great except for I've got a row of keys that do not work on it. So I've got a Blueberry keyboard there. That'll be fine. But of course, this is the only great keyboard I've got. So I got to see if there's something I can clean or a chip that I can try. If not, then I'm going to try to take the shell apart and replace the innards. This one is the saddest to me. I've got my Blueberry here that one of the colors is gone on it.
Oh.
So, yeah. Or it's intermittent. Let's see here.
Well, that's no good. I see next to your iMac there you have a bicycles.
Okay, so it looks like it actually came back on, but the red was gone for a while.
Oh.
So we'll see. That might just be something I need to reseat something inside. We'll find out. But it is neat seeing all of these all connected,
there you go.
networked.
On Chooser, you've got all the
ready
let's come
for
up there for a second. So you've
I'm sorry?
got all the I want to see that again. Let me see what's represented. You got Blueberry, Bondi, Grape, Indigo, Ruby, Sage, Snow.
And of course my line.
Here we go. Yep.
So anyway.
So were they all set up for what you have them all networked? So what was the intention there? Gaming? Oh, I gotta unmute you. I'm sorry. There we go. All right.
There we go.
There we go. You're unmuted now.
Yeah.
You have them all,
I was going to do another gaming session, networked. So.
Well, that's
marathon.
We typically think of aging computers like the classic Mac era, and especially the beige era, right? Of slowly rotting away. But then when you have iMacs, I mean, they're not that old, are they? But then you think about it, it's like, yeah, they're over, in some cases, over 25 years. They're
and it's still hard to think about the iMacs being as old as they are,
Yeah. They are as old as the original Mac was to us when we started this podcast. You can imagine that, right? Anyway, so you've got some projects that have you. Hopefully they're easy fixes. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for the little tour, and definitely go over to YouTube and you can see what's going on there in the Mac Attic. All right. Retro Techie, how much radiation do you think they're putting out? Yes.
Well, if I end up with if I'm on here next week and I've got a tan, why.
Supposedly they're shielded, right? They've got all that silvery stuff in there. I trust it.
I mean, there's no worse than being in like a computer lab when we were back in, for me, high school, with all the CRT.
The EMFs. All right, let's do a little news in 3, 2, 1. Sort of a light week or weeks on retro news. We're on the cusp of some new Apple announcements. There's a lot of talk about a redesigned Mac Mini, which is pretty exciting because the Mac Mini has been the same for a while. And it's going to get a minier. More mini.
Okay.
That's the word. Like a sliver of its former self. So that's exciting if it all comes to bear. Found this over on, let's see,
1-Bit Fever Dreams.
1-Bit Fever Dreams is the YouTube channel where he walked through a Mac Recorder clone. Let me play a little bit of this. See what's going on.
Today I'm going to talk about this. There are so many talented people in the vintage Mac community. There are so many talented people in the vintage Mac community.
All right. So that's, well, the software is the Mac Recorder software, but the hardware was not Mac Recorder. It was a clone called Tosh Recorder, which there's a GitHub for it right over here.
Nice.
But the video put on by 1-Bit Fever Dreams walks you through how to build your own Mac Recorder clone. So what was Mac Recorder?
That's pretty cool.
Mac Recorder was an early, or maybe probably the first way of getting digital audio on your Mac through a microphone. Because the earliest Macs had no microphone input. And so you'd have to work through serial port. And then the little converter had an A to D converter, and then would send it to your Mac, and you can get cool digital audio on your Mac. But they're not, I'm sure they were pretty expensive in their day, and there aren't many running around. You have one, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There it is. Have you ever used it?
I have not. We're gonna try it, play around with it next week. Next week.
So you don't even know if it works.
I do not.
And so this Tosh Recorder, which is Lamp Merchant, is the username, I guess decided that why not just make your own? And beyond Mac Recorder, it also does a MIDI interface, which is a separate Apple
That's so cool.
peripheral. And so this one will do both functions, which is pretty awesome.
Very neat. Yeah.
Device to your Mac. So yeah, if that interests you, we'll have some fun with Mac Recorder next week. Maybe if yours works. Wait, are you going to hook it up to that plus behind you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Here awesome. Is I'm putting the YouTube link for that.
Okay.
In our chat.
And then one other thing, friend of the show, Throwboy is running a sale right now.
Oh.
Throwboy.com, code weekend20 gives you 20% off everything in the store. And I went in there, and there's a lot of new things that pop up.
Carpets?
Carpets, yes.
Fantastic.
Or it's a rug, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's an icon rug.
Happy Mac.
The modern
not
one.
Happy
the Mac
Mac.
OS,
yeah, the modern one, right.
Yeah. It's $200, but 20% will take a dent off that. But it's a really high quality, very plush.
What size is that?
It is 27 by 27 inches.
Nice.
Rounded corners. Looks very nice.
It does, but yeah, that
they
price
also
is
have
a little.
Jumbo pillows. Look at this.
Holy cow.
$390 and then take 20% off that. But it's the same Mac OS smiley face logo, but in a pillow that's 37 by 37 inches, so a little over 3 feet. The whole thing weighs 16 pounds.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh, that is. I think I need that. Don't I need that? I think I need that. I got the little one, but that would look glorious sitting in that chair behind me.
You may have to worry about it collapsing your chair, but
but they have the usual pillows with actually some variants that are actually kind of new. The classic Mac, of course, there's the Happy 1984 pillow, but there's also a fluffy pastel version. There's a golden version. There's a tree version, and then there's a colors version.
That that's pretty cool.
The 6 colors of the Apple logo, I presume.
On the different sides, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Yep. So check it out, throwboy.com. Code weekend20 for 20% off. All right. I feel like I need that jumbo pillow. Like it's just so over the top.
So I was going to bring up one other thing. That floppy emu case. So I as we probably all do at this point, all have several floppy emus. Well, I had the acrylic case that you get with it. The little plastic pegs don't last very long. So I'm like, let's see what we've got for 3D cases. Certainly people have done some nice 3D cases. And that is indeed the case. So I printed it this weekend. I'm going to put the link for this in our notes because this thing turned out really nice. It's I'm using it by the Mac Plus. It was designed for the Apple IIe aesthetics, but that's fine. It's yeah,
cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's close this one out in 3, 2, 1. Okay, well that wraps it up for another episode of the RetroMacCast. Next week, are we here? I'm here.
I'm here. I am here.
I'm here. We should be back. Thanks everybody in the chat for joining us, taking a gamble that we would actually be here this week. Gamble paid off. Oh, Klaus is here. Look at that, Klaus from Sweden. Yeah. I think that's about it, right? Anything else?
That's it. Nope, that's it.
Okay. Well, we'll be back next week. Until then, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
A lot of comments on the...
So Retro Techie asked,
yes.
what is a Mac that you do not like that you own? Mac you do not like that you own. I'm sure
I do not
I've got
like.
because I've got several that I bought at school sales that aren't necessarily the most exciting Macs. I mean, like the 7100 isn't like so I've got no sentimental attachment to it. I'd probably say that.
What's the quote? I never like.
It is a Mac.
Like.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you another one that I didn't like so much that I don't have it anymore. It was my very first Mac. 6200. 6200.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That was a disaster.
Terrible. And
I probably have some that I don't like, but I have so many that I never really spent any time using. Right, because I just acquired them, and I didn't have to do what you did and suffer through them and grow to hate them.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Mac 84 is here. I'm sure there's a lot in here that if I actually had to use it on a day-to-day basis, back when they were fresh, that I would grow to hate them. But that's not the case. I love them all. They're my children. All right. I guess we're out of here.
That's it.
That's it.
Guys,
that's a wrap.
Thank you so much for joining us, especially after the snafu last week. We really appreciate it.
All right. Hopefully we'll see you around next week. We'll play a little music. Head on out of here.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.